Hi, my name is Tim and today I'm visiting Ljubljana and Lake Bled in Slovenia. We're docked in Trieste in Italy on a cruise on Cunard's Queen Victoria. We're heading through the cruise terminal to find our tour bus. We're going to be crossing the Italian border into Slovenia, first visiting Ljubljana and then travelling on to Lake Bled. We only get a quick glimpse of Trieste before we leave the city behind and we're on the motorway travelling through open countryside.
In the crematories of Ljubljana, but not just as this Roman
The distance between Trieste and Ljubljana is around 94 kilometres and it takes about an hour and 10 minutes to drive.
let's say,
We seemed to reach Ljubljana relatively quickly and we were soon travelling through the outskirts, making our way to the city centre.
you will arrive to one X, important X, right? You see the X coming from the castle, which is on the left.
The bus dropped us off and we walked about 10 minutes to the historic centre of Ljubljana, to Preseren Square. The square is named after Slovenia's greatest poet, Franz Preseren, and a statue of him stands proudly on display. Overlooking the statue, you can see the iconic pink Franciscan church of the Annunciation. The church sits on a site where two or even possibly three churches stood earlier and was built between 1646 and 1660. Its exterior was redesigned in 1858. The church was originally painted red, which is symbolic of the Franciscan monastic order, but over time it's faded to pink. You can go into the church to join one of the masses, or you can visit the museum. Next to the square, you will find the river and the famous Triple Bridge. The central bridge of the three has been in place since 1842. In order to avoid congestion, two additional bridges were built to run parallel to the main bridge in the centre, and they were opened in 1932. The river separates the historical medieval town on one side and the modern city of Ljubljana on the other. You can also see Dragon Bridge, which was built at the beginning of the 20th century when Ljubljana was still part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Legend has it that Jason, the Greek mythological hero, founded Ljubljana and his Argonauts slayed a dragon. A little bit further along, you will come to the Butcher's Bridge, which is Ljubljana's love bridge. Like other European cities, it's become a symbolic place where people attach a padlock to the bridge and drop the key into the river below to cement their love. Between the Triple Bridge and the Dragon Bridge on the Old Town side of the river, you will find the Central Market. The market is part open and part covered, and there's a small colonnade of cafes and food shops. The market had a whole range of fresh produce, as well as honey, dried herbs, and souvenirs. You can buy your own dragon to take home to remind you of Ljubljana. In this part of the old town, you get a glimpse of Ljubljana Castle, sitting in an elevated position on Castle Hill with its panoramic views over the city. Built as a medieval fortress probably in the 11th century, it's been built and redeveloped over subsequent centuries and is now used as a cultural venue. Nearby you'll also see the Cathedral of Ljubljana, or the Cathedral of St. Nicholas as it's otherwise known. It's easily recognised with its green dome and twin towers. The cathedral has two beautiful bronze doors. The main entrance is known as the Slovene door and has an image of the Pope looking down at the history of the country unfolding. The Ljubljana door is a striking depiction of the 6 bishops of the 20th century standing over the enshrouded body of Christ. I didn't have time to enter the cathedral properly, but I did get a chance for a quick peek inside. My time in this beautiful capital city was coming to an end. With a last look at the river, the streets, and the architecture, I made my way back to the tour bus pickup point to join the second part of this day trip. Back on the tour bus, it took about 40 minutes to drive through the Slovenian countryside for the 55-kilometre journey to Lake Bled. You can sit back and enjoy the scenery with views of rivers, forests and mountains.
To the castle, mountain. It is 2,864 meters high.
We were soon off the bus and enjoying the sunshine and the natural beauty of the countryside surrounding Lake Bled. When you first see the lake, it stops you in your tracks and you have to take a minute just to soak up the jaw-dropping scenery. The lake was formed from an ancient glacier. It sits in the Julian Alps in the northern Slovenian region, close to the Austrian border. The bluey-green, crystal-clear waters of the lake is up to 30 metres deep in some parts and is home to 19 species of fish. The star of the show is the fairy tale Bled Castle, dramatically perched on a sheer cliff overlooking the lake. The medieval castle is the oldest castle in Slovenia with a 1,000-year history and now houses a museum. Opposite the castle, on the other side of the lake, you'll find a number of restaurants, bars and the hotel park. The hotel provides an excellent location for a comfortable seat to enjoy views of the lake and to taste the famous Bled cream cake. It's conservatively estimated that 15 million slices have been served since it was created in 1953. There's an opportunity to do some shopping if you'd like to pick up a souvenir. Sitting in the lake is the picture-perfect Bled Island, with its pilgrimage church dedicated to the Assumption of Mary. You can take one of the small wooden boats for a visit to the island. Weddings are still regularly held at the church, and it's considered good luck for the groom to carry his bride up the steps and ring the bell before making a wish. You can also see St. Martin's Church close to the banks of the lake. It's the parish church of Bled. The lake offers activities for all seasons, from diving and swimming in the summer months to tobogganing and skiing in the winter. The lake is a very special place to create lasting memories and is easy to fall in love with. The day trip provided a wonderful opportunity to get a taste of the history, culture and natural beauty of Slovenia to whet my appetite to return and see more. It was time to return to Trieste and catch the ship to sail to our next port of call.
919, but
I've had a wonderful day trip today to Ljubljana and Lake Bled in Slovenia. If you've enjoyed my video and would like to see some more of my travels, please click subscribe. Until next time, thank you for watching. Goodbye.